I guess I need to change my stream title because we're now in the Three Brothers DLC. Like the audio. Been busy. Been doing a lot of troubleshooting the last 2 days. What's been going on? This is a good open world RPG that focuses a lot on exploration. Oh my. Oh, no. Cheat. Holy crap. Leave me alone. I'm still on fire. Thanks. Still on fire. Leave me alone. Holy crap on a crackle. Changing up my setup, moving my Discord and mic into my gaming PC, dual PC setup. Ooh. What mixer are you using? All right, let's get our armor on. Ooh, they're still right next to each other. Oh, no, he's right there. Nope. Screw you. Voice meter potato. Yeah, I used that for a little while. Yeah. Good mixer. And my wife went overboard with Christmas. And she got me the Go XLR. So that's my new mixer. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Been having a lot of fun learning how to use that. All right. Good to see that Gep is in this area too. Iced tea. A lot of crafting in this game as well. Let's see. Just doing the sort of stuff makes streaming more satisfying for you. Absolutely. Learning more of the technical side of things makes it a lot more fun. Offers greater strength but reduces status resistances. Well, we don't need that right now. Where the hell are we? Oh, we're right by the quarry. That's handy. Really digging the audio. It takes us a lot of tweaking. Like I still tweak it a little bit every day, trying to find just the right mix, you know. Flaming arrows. First time we've seen those. Let's see. This the road? Looks like it. So
New subscription received.
Yo.
Dispensing gratitude. Gratitude dispensed.
Thank you, Syax, for the sub, my man. Appreciate it. Greatly appreciated. Am I going the right way? Nope, I am not. Thank you, sir. Long overdue. No, it's not. It's not. Like, I'm unsure if I really want to tangle with some of the wildlife in this zone. Like, this is, we just got to this zone and it's in game. Like, this is the final DLC or the latest DLC, so it's like the hardest zone. And okay, we're almost there. You saw what that wildlife did to me just now. They tore me a new one. Enter new Sirocco. Like your work content, even if I'm not able to be there for some of it. I dig you and the channel. Thank you. And the sentiment is shared with you as well. Those of you who are in here listening, lurking, go follow this man, Syax. He is an excellent broadcaster. You will not be disappointed. Puts on a good show. And a good friend of the channel. Go follow this man. Okay. Yep, it is required. It's in my contract. Okay, so who am I supposed to be meeting here? New Sirocco. There's like nothing to see. Okay. So I'm guessing this is where we're going to build a new city. Enjoy the session and belated Happy New Year's. Likewise to you. If I haven't said it already, need to rest up before work. Get that rest, my man. Get that rest. You put in some serious hours on your streams, man. So I know you got to be exhausted when you finally call it a night. Oop. Am I going down here? No idea where I'm supposed to be going here. Okay. Speak for the worker leaders there. I'd love to, but I don't know where they are. Yeah, this is a game that does not hold your hand at all. Could help do this during the day, but maybe you? Nope. He's just standing there smoking. Or she couldn't quite tell. Ah, stash. Lovely. Rancid water. No, thank you.
Huh.
Ah.
This terrain looks usable.
And those supplies are exactly what we need. We have a chance at making this work if we're careful and clever.
Here's what you need to do.
We need the essentials up and running, quick as we can. Food, then lumber and stone. And funds for construction. Everyone, name your tasks.
I'll get to work on preparing blueprints and schematics for essential
This
buildings.
quest is cool. How you doing, Unturned?
I've got experience with prospecting. I'll examine any samples you bring in.
Excellent. Now direct any gatherers we have.
Good. I've still got connections with several other tribes, so I should be able to handle our treasury.
As well as any essential purchases we will need to make.
Come see me as soon as you can. We've got building plans to lay.
Hey, Nihil. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Fantastic, even. All right.
Funds are essential to the running of a city.
We'll need money to handle the construction of more delicate items. We can start by levying a tax on those with homes as well as businesses.
Of course. If you'd like to donate your own silver or gold, we'd be much obliged.
No worries, man. You've been busy as well. This quest is a bit expensive. I've heard it's very expensive, so I tried to gather as many gold bars as I could before I started the DLC. I think we're around 300 gold bars I have total. So that's what? Like, so 4,500 silver, that's 45 gold bars. I've got more than that just on me right now. I brought 50 with me.
If we have a critical need for a certain kind of basic
300k
resource,
silvers?
let me know.
I should be good then. I should be good. Let me know and we can spend some of our funds in order to purchase some from another tribe.
How can I help you?
$30K. A pog flex. Yeah, a little bit. The others respect you quite a bit. How did you end up becoming their supplier?
I used to be a miner in my younger years. I only got where I am through mutual cooperation, daring to try new things, and more than a few very lucky breaks.
With a patron in the merchant class, I've made certain to never forget my roots in manual labor.
Pay attention, please.
Quite a while, I've been the sort of the unofficial voice between the other workers and the nobility. I never wanted things to turn to violence, but they used every method imaginable to protect their control over the Ambring and property from peaceful change. Ambrane's just an herb, though, right?
I don't like the look of this.
Ambrane has been part of our culture in Sirocco since before the Scourge. It helps regulate body heat and protects the lungs against the ash and soot in the air. We've depended on it in order to survive our work for generations.
Unfortunately, ceasing to smoke it comes with awful side effects. The nobles knew, of course.
That's why almost none of them smoked it. By controlling the supply, they used its addictive nature to control us, keep us in our place.
Among other things, we tried to institute a workers' union, overseen by an official elected every year. I actually ran for the position myself, you know.
Didn't even ask for much, just some common sense protections for the workers. Take it you didn't win then.
Any degree of change frightened the nobles. I was labeled a radical, a madman.
The nobles split the city against one another, twisted rules to suit them, and possibly even stole ballots. In the end, a noble was elected to the position. He changed nothing.
The nobles decided that as he was doing such a good job in their eyes, no further elections needed to be held. That was nearly 5 years ago.
And then even when we discovered the danger of old Sirocco was in, he refused to take action.
So, we held demonstrations. Nothing violent. We just did enough to slow all work to a crawl.
We thought this would be enough to get their attention. Instead, it drove the nobles into a fury.
How awful.
They imposed martial law, confining our people to the lower districts, and unleashed their warriors on any who would not work or obey the curfew. And still, they refused to move the population from our doomed city.
In the end, the old saying was proven true. Those who make peaceful change impossible will find violent revolution inevitable.
This could have been prevented, but the nobles refused to change course. Okay. Got a snack.
How can I help you? So, what's on the agenda today?
You'll want to hear this.
Listen up. Once you've decided where a building needs to go or a phase of construction is complete, be sure to leave a mark in the ledger out in front of the construction site. If we have enough materials, we'll get right to work on it.
To get construction done, we'll need stones and lumber for building material, and we need funds to secure the more delicate items. We have to keep food coming too. If we start running critically low, we'll need to have all hands on deck, foraging and hunting just to avoid starvation.
Construction will halt completely.
Also, do bear in mind that our resource stockpile has a limit. Here's the plan.
Once we've got at least 2 resource production facilities and 1 home set up, we can start planning for the extended future. By then, I'm sure Dorian will have something for you to do.
I hope I'm wrong.
The initial batch of supplies that our backers have provided will keep us stable for about 150 days, I reckon. If we don't have all our Rural birds and a road by then. Things could get very bad.
So, what are we working on today?
House. Hunting lodge. The house. Okay.
So, what are we working on today?
You're a pretty good engineer. Where'd you learn all this?
Back when I was a bandit, I was the one who kept our essentials working.
I made a primitive water filter and everything when I was a youth. After Dorian adopted me, he and Evangeline made sure I got the training needed to refine my talents. You used to be a bandit? You don't seem like the type. Outside of those fools who mistakenly think robbery is easy money, most bandits reject that label. Anything larger than a small pack of people would likely call themselves independents.
Use your ears, eh?
I was born into a nomadic clan whose primary hunting grounds was just beyond the edges of the caldera, barely within the protective radius of the Vigil pylon. How did you end up engineering a major city then?
Our clan ran into disaster about 5 years ago. Disease. Our clan leader succumbed, and her replacement. She was cruel.
Anyone displaying symptoms was cut down immediately. The group largely collapsed soon after.
Another tragedy.
Then, on a foraging trip, one of us accidentally woke up a gargoyle. As we tried to flee, I fell down a small ridge and broke my leg. My fellows left me behind, knowing that it would only slow them down.
If a forager from Circo hadn't found me, a tor crab likely would have put me out of my misery.
And a Medes would have used my corpse to incubate its eggs.
Today is a good day.
Eggs. I am beyond thankful for one of Dorian's men rescued me. Despite their initial mistrust, I was happy to do whatever I could do to repay these people. Dorian offered to make me his adopted son last year. It was an honor I still don't feel worthy of. So how does civilization compare to bandit life?
It's nice not having to fear for my life every waking moment. It's nice knowing that we all count on one another and keep everyone alive.
Even being a refugee trying to start over like this, it's an improvement to life outside the walls.
Another tragedy.
Of course, I could do without the rigid class system the nobility saddled us with, and I do miss many of my former companions, but overall, this life is much more stable.
I don't blame many for choosing the life of an outlaw. Being true only to yourself and your crew, unbound by blood prices and restriction. It's appealing to many.
But the dangers are great, not just to us, but to those who even have to prey upon just to survive.
So, what are we working on today?
Okay.
If we're going to make this settlement work in the long term, we need specialized resources. When you're out gathering, bring back samples of anything interesting you find.
So I can identify them for you and send out work crews to examine the site.
Listen up.
If the sample leads us to something special, you can hold on to it until it's needed. If not, well, it's off to the resource pile with it. It's a win for us either way, so don't neglect to bring stuff in. Got it?
Oi! Over here!
Got samples?
Here's what we need.
Okay.
Get it done. So, there you are.
Where'd you learn how to identify geological samples? That takes an education.
It does. My family was part of the noble class when I was a child. As a result, I was fortunate enough to receive a comprehensive education.
Including natural sciences like medicine, botany, and geology. How'd you end up leading a revolt if you were a noble?
Perhaps.
Our family used to own this quarry. One day, when my parents were down on in one of the tunnels, urging the workers to pick up the pace to meet quota, someone accidentally made a hole into a magma flow. Only 2 people made it out alive, Father and one of the workers.
The incident woke my father up. He realized most of Sirico's mining operations were unsafe.
And pushed for ways to improve worker safety. Other nobles, however, did not approve. No one would do business with us anymore.
This is awful.
2 years later, with no buyers for our goods and immense pressure from up on high, Father sold the quarry, and that was that. I may have spent my childhood as a noble, but as a young woman, I learned the plight of the workers firsthand.
Even so, Father was able to keep most of our old books, so I never stopped educating myself.
Not only natural sciences, but politics and public speaking. Having seen both sides of our society, the injustice of it all was as plain as day. And I wanted to change it.
Excellent!
The rise of Levant certainly helped. For generations, the nobles told us that it was impossible to have better standards for the working class in a region so hostile. Seeing Levant succeed inspired us to demand more. Levant didn't win their freedom through bloody revolution, though.
I didn't want a bloody coup, damn it!
I helped Dorian try to start a workers' union, and that was taken over by the nobles. I tried to get the Ambrain supply put in the hands of the workers. I was accused of wanting to give drugs to children. Ambrain's just an herb, though, right? Why is it so central to your city's politics?
I need you to listen.
Yeah, we've already heard that.
Scourge, take you.
Of course, the nobles knew that. They also knew about how if you become dependent, yeah.
It wasn't until the impending collapse of the city that Dorian, Joseph, and I started to get seriously aggressive about our demands.
Even then, everything we did was denounced as dangerous and forcibly silenced under the martial law that the nobles had imposed.
Huh. Give me a moment.
Fortunately, by the time of the collapse and the nobles barred the doors to the workers' district, leaving us to die. I'd managed to assemble a healthy supply of pressure plate traps and Levantine pistols for our mob of finally roused people. How you managed to assemble an arsenal like that during martial law?
I'll be honest. Father and I had been planning for this possibility for several years.
But I refused to fire the first shot until I was sure we would win. Until, at least, the merchants supported us, and well, we waited too long.
It kills me to know that we could have avoided this if we overthrew them sooner.
But it makes sense. People are easily cowed until their lives are on the line. Okay.
So, what's on the agenda today?
So, house, hunting lodge. Okay, we need housing first. Okay. Can we build roads too? Like pathways? Oh, wow. A lot of room. Love it. Start construction. Completed in 5 days. can talk to Joseph to skip a week. Noted. Oh, come on. Come on.
So, what are we working on today? We're grateful to you.
Okay. The houses should be done in that time. You pass a week's time helping the workers build up the settlement. Days fly by. That doesn't look complete to me. Oh, it's phase 1 and was completed. Son of a bitch. There's 3 phases. Apparently. Son of a beach.
So, there you are.
So, what's on the agenda today?
So, what are we working on today?
So, what's on the agenda today?
And you have lots of money. Oh, you can just give them the gold bars. Perfect.
So, what's on the agenda today?
Oh, holding it for 100 funds. Perfect.
So, what are we working? This is a relief.
Oh, got some network lag. Looks like we're stable though. We're good. Yep. Nope. Come on. Looks like we're stabilizing. We're good. Okay. Yeah. Twitch ingest servers seem to be shitting the bed right now. All right. So the house is complete. Nice. Maybe I should have built more houses while we were at it. All right, hunting lodge. I mean, does it matter where I place things? There's a lot more space down the paths. You can build wherever? Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay. We'll place the Huntsman's Lodge up here then. Looks like lots of room. Need more timber.
How can I help you?
Okay. Should we put the mason back here? Nice. Let's go start construction on the woodcutter and place another house. Or two. What? All right. Let's get a couple more houses, plant some more funds.
So, what's on the agenda today?
So long, gold bars. Yeah, definitely should have brought more.
So, what are we working on
Without
today?
a doubt.
So, what are we working on today?
All right, completed in 10 days on phase 1. 10 days on phase 1. Oh, that's all the money. All right, we're gonna go get some more money. We do have enough rations to go back. Yep, definitely should have brought a lot more gold bars. Where's the exit? Here we go. All right, so we're here. We need to go northwest. What were those things doing? So what sort of things should I be on the lookout for? Due north. Oop. Rainbow peach. Okay. Golden crescents. Bananas, come on. Maze. for a volcanic wasteland, it has quite a bit of resources. The Giants Colony. That's not what I'm trying to do here. It's going good. How you doing, Shrek? Sulfuric mushrooms. We just started in on the Three Brothers DLC. Woke up too early and you're trying to go back to sleep. Yeah, that happened to me too. I woke up at like 9 p.m. Like startled awake, like I thought I overslept or something. Normally if I wake up to something other than an alarm, my alarm going off, I suspect I overslept. But yeah, it was 9 o'clock and I just cursed and screamed and rolled over and tried to go back to sleep. Aw. Our tartine rotted. Golden tartine. Okay. I do that all the time. You guys really want me to play that game, don't you? Where are we at on that goal anyway? 40% with 17 days left. You guys have been falling behind. Gonna be close. Anything good? Stuff we can sell at least. It's all about stuff you can sell. It's the fact that there's a max. Yeah. Yeah, you can only do 2,000 a day. Which is kind of nice, honestly, because with the amount of channel points people have here, there's someone who has like over 500,000 channel points. They could come in and just do the full lot right out of the gate, you know?
This worries me.
All right. What's the objective at the moment? We are collecting money from our stores to take back to the Three Brothers to New Sirocco. In order to start building it up. So we didn't bring nearly enough gold bars to begin with. So I'm grabbing stuff that I can sell for more gold bars, as well as bringing the remainder of my supply back
Hey
with
there.
me. Holy crap. Not nearly enough money. Yeah, anything that I found interesting, I've been kind of just holding on to, but I think the time has passed for that.
How can I help you?
How many gold bars do you have? 7.
Want to buy something?
Time to spend hundreds of gold bars? Yes, it is. Take all your gold bars.
How can I help you?
Take all your gold bars. No, this is not hardcore. I'm a glutton for punishment, but not that great of a glutton. I don't think there's any way in hell I'd ever play this game on hardcore. All right, 280 gold bars we're bringing back with us. I've got Warrior Monk, the Hunter, and Mercenary for the speed bonuses.
This worries me.
Okay, so he won't be buying that from me. Yeah, the gems will be carrying with us back to town. Let's see. You don't have any more gold bars, do you? Nope.
How can I help you?
And you don't have much money to begin.
Want to buy something?
How can I help you?
You have money at least. The new ritualist? Don't know anything about it. If I haven't encountered it in the game, don't know much about it. I might sell off some of them. Like I already have. I like to hold on to some things. I mean, we don't need that anymore. We can sell it. Don't need that many. Yep. Got a lot of prayer claymores. Not sure if he has any more money.
Hey there.
Memory of a goldfish. He's only got 100. You can take that. And that.
How can I help you?
You take that. And that.
Want to buy something?
How can I help you?
Okay. That'll do for now. About 300 gold should do it. That's about what I was at when I started. Like was it like 294. So on top of everything else that I've sold, should be good. Wait, do I have enough? I do have enough ration. Oh, hello, boys. We're almost there. So what's the new ritualist you're talking about, Scrud? New class with the DLC. I haven't touched the DLC other than what I've done in the past hour, which was going to old Sirocco and starting the building of new Sirocco. A drummer support? Drummer. Interesting. There, we came this way. Ooh. Some things that look like piñatas. Not today, Satan. I think the quarry's that way, but let's see what the sign says. The East Road. Okay, I was about to say, am I not in the right place? Oh, hi.
Can I help you?
So, what's on the agenda today?
Okay. Morning. How'd you sleep?
Good.
How was school? Why? You're sore from gym? Oh no. You had to bend down? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Complete in one day. Lovely. Six days. In 6 days. Like, where's my house?
So, what are we working on today? We're grateful to you.
So, what's on the agenda today?
What? Those houses aren't done? Oh, phase 1 was done. That's right. That's right. Should have camped for a day, because we wasted 6 days on this. All right.
So, what's on the agenda today?
So, what are we working? This is a relief.
All right. And in 3 days, the other buildings should be complete. Like, I'm just surprised I don't have my own place to live. Why can't I sleep inside? So we're going to sleep for 3 days. Why can't I go all the way around? Okay, that's faster. Good. 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 Do it. All right, should be done.
Ah, there you are.
We've got the essentials
We've got
for
the essentials for construction set up, but we've hit a serious snag.
it's about ambrane herbs.
Our workers are going into ambrane withdrawal. Our scouts and hunters can't gather enough for everyone just by foraging.
Some of our people have set up an improvised growing operation just over the hill, but the terrain is undesirably rather sterile.
We need a fertilizer. Something to give our ambrane crops enough nutrition to survive until our first real harvest.
Had abandoned the settlement because they can't get enough of that herb? Why?
I don't like the look of this.
Yep,
Unfortunately, ceasing to smoke it comes with awful side effects.
I can relate.
The nobles knew, of course.
That's why almost none of them smoked it, but yeah, we heard all
If we don't
that.
solve this problem, we stand to lose a considerable amount of manpower.
Fertilizer, huh? Sounds like you have an idea what would work.
I entrust this task to you.
Freshly laid Myrmitar egg in the hives near the coast. Then take it to the sulfuric caverns. A scout says she found a bluish pool of sulfur in there. The fertile Medes must have died in it, releasing a ton of nutrients.
Here's what you need to know.
Sink the Myrmitar egg into it for a few minutes, and the stuff inside the egg should become exceptionally good fertilizer. One just good enough to get that first ambrane harvest in and ensure the farms are off to a good start. I'll be back with it as soon as I can.
So, what are we working on today?
Okay. Oh, I forgot to start that one. Oh. All right, 5 days. Let's go hunting for whatever we're supposed to be hunting for.
How can I help you?
I mean,
How can I help you?
can we upgrade the hunting lodge so like we're not in the negative with the food? I think this is woodcutters. Yeah. Chicks dig bald spots, contributing to the kernel. Thank you so much. Oh, we have run out of food. That is a problem. Ruh-roh. Yeah.
Can I help you?
All right. So the depths of the Mermitar Haven. Set along the coast, so Mermitar. Okay. Heading west. Oh, they are chasing. Well, the land looks a lot more pleasant in the daylight. Okay. Frosted banana, basically. A frozen banana. I think this is the place. I saw something glowing over here. Must have been hallucinating. Yep. This is the place. Here's hoping we don't die. Freshly laid egg. That's what we're looking. Thank you for contributing to the kernel as well, Great Wizard. Spending those channel points you won wisely, yes. Oh. Oh my. Oh. Hell. Crazy moveset that guy has. Blood mushroom. Guessing that way. Frosted Crescent. Scourge. Cool rainbow jam. Guessing it takes the peaches. Make that. All right. Wasn't as nearly bad as I thought that was going to be. Funnel beat. Need the gate key. on. Oh, he came on all right.
Attention, we are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones?
S4 boy. Thank you for the follow. Guess that is not the way to the key. Love the core game. How's the expansion? I've only played through the Ouroboros expansion. We just started in on Three Brothers tonight. It's definitely more challenging. I've gotten my ass handed to me more than a handful of times. That's the way out. There we go. But the Sorborian DLC, definitely worth it. So far, I'm enjoying Three Brothers, though. Oop. Holy crap. But so far, I'd say the DLCs are better than the base game. I can't speak to any class editions they added in the DLCs, though, as I haven't tried them. Unidentified routes. That's not nice. So far I would recommend Three Brothers. From what I've gathered so far and seen firsthand, it takes a lot of money, like in-game currency, to do stuff in the DLC. It's expensive as hell building up the city. Vagabond's gelatin. You're hurting. I mean, I thought that gave us stealth bonus too. Barrier. Guess we're stuck with just using bandages and health potions for now. All my food rotted away. This is where I came in. At least it looks like where I came in. It's alive. Mantis. Oof. You know what? Let's do this. Oh, that's a little different. Try lightning. Yep, that's different. All right. Crap, son. Damn it. Just trying to get away so I can heal up. %20 chance of ambush. We're good.
Attention, we are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones?
Thank you for the follow, Unturned. Gotta find my way back to where I was. I think it's back at the entrance and then down the green corridor. This way. Okay. Is it this way? Yeah, it was. All right. Anything I have that can help. Start by doing that. I don't think I have any foods that would help in this. All right. There he is. So let's take this. Pop this. Looks like what? That looks like the eggs. Well, okay. Oof. Damn it. So close. So close. Should have rolled when I parried. Unfortunate. Good. No ambush. We are hungry and thirsty. Oh, this way. Luckily, he should be pretty well damaged where it won't take much to finish him off now. Holy crap, he fully healed. Okay. Screw me. There we go. Jesus. Grab the key or the egg before we exit the chamber. That prism. Make a cleaving weapon. Okay. What happened to you? Examine the blue sulfur pool in the sulfuric caverns. Where's the egg? Okay. All right, let's go back to the other side where we were, where the locked gate is, and see what's behind it. Probably just a shortcut out, though. Maybe. No? Probably not, because it's in a different area. Did we go this way? I think we started by going... I don't even know anymore. My memory's garbage. Yeah, exit the Caldera. So it's probably not the exit. Unless that's a different exit than we started with. So confused right now. Like I found my way back, no problem, but it's getting to where the locked gate was. There wouldn't be an issue. So, I think it's this way. This is the way we came down, so we've just backtracked. Yeah. Then we go this way. Yeah. Just another exit. Okay. All right, so Sulfuric Caverns. Chimneys? Bouldering. And I think it's that, but could be wrong. Yep, I think that's it. Does that like mark it on the compass? No, I don't know what that does. So it looked like it was to the northeast, if that is the correct place. Can I harvest that? Yes. Ooh. You're gonna go this. Okay. I'm just constantly trying to walk off cliffs. So I think I need to go around here. Maybe. Yeah. Or, you know, go out the way I came in, because I don't know if I can navigate around like that. Wait, am I just screwed? Is that what's going on here? How the hell? Did it just spit me out in a different part that I now have to go all the way back through the cavern to... I mean, that's the case. Piss off. And that's what we had to do. Go back the way we started. Hopefully, when we get to the sulfuric pools or whatever we're going to, it's just a simple, hey, let's dip it here. And then we head back. This is not the way. This is the way. All right, so this is where we came in initially. Okay. So now we head northeast this way. Looks like ghosts are here as well. Sulfuric chimneys. I get it. Okay. Blue sulfur. So there's caverns near here. Aha. All right. Well, crap. Well, no, 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 not today, Satan. Holy crap on a cracker. Oh, shoot, shoot. Apparently they were fighting each other, maybe? Hopefully. Good old Gep. Put the fire out. Gonna load, buddy? So I'm wondering if I can just rush through the caverns. Ooh. How am I that overweight? Crap. Ah, my weapon. I'm wondering if I can just rush through cavern and northwest, so that way. Get what I need from the blue sulfur pool and get out. Oh, dude, I did nothing to you. Yeah, you want to piss off? Kindly piss off? What kind of range you got on that, dude? That's a big old oof. Jesus. Ark of the Exiled. What the hell is this place? Whoop. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Screw you guys. Crap. This expansion is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay. What is this debuff I have? Dispirited. Increase cooldowns by 50%. Can that clear it? Oh. That will. That's the way. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try to rush through Sulfuric Caverns and just find what I need and get out. I don't even know how I'm supposed to fight those things. Nothing like a chilled banana in the middle of a wasteland. Oh, they're not fighting. Unfortunately. Basically, he dropped bombs. No. Not that way. Oh. Oops, it was already worn off. Dick.
What? Not happening. Someone's about to get it.
Oh, is that so? Run! Missed. Ooh. Son of a bitch. With a sickening pop, the egg hatches on the floor, letting a new Medivh into the world. You scramble for your weapon, but to your confusion, it doesn't attack you. In fact, it seems perfectly content to just float around you. Words cannot describe how lucky you were to survive the experience. Mommy? Oh, we're right by where all that happened. But we have no HP. All that burnt stamina, or burnt health. We're gonna risk camping. Sounds like they're fighting each other, though. Call that pet. Interesting if that is how you get a pet. If you do get it as a pet. Cannot speak. Okay, no ambush. Sounds like they're still fighting over there. Ooh. We have no more health potions. Looks like the fight's over with. I wonder who won. Oh. Pain in the ass boy did. Leave me alone. Elder. That was an elder. Forged glass claymore. Interesting. We are hungry again. Double close. Oh, this is bad. Iron sword. Damascene. But I'm gonna drop it instead of breaking it down. I guess I'm going there. You gently dip the Myrmitar egg into the blue sulfur. To your surprise, the chemical reaction is almost immediately. Rotten smell fills your nostrils, and little spots cover the shell. This should satisfy Dorian. Alrighty then. We're gonna die before we get out of here. Health potion. Much as I would love to take all that, need to be able to move. Let's see. For all negative effects, Militia shields that tank stream. Yeah. Time to quit slot. Put it here. Alright. Let's see if we can get through this. Opachki. Who did it? Is the militia shield better than the marble shield? The glass claymore looks silly. I imagine it does. Let's see. Oh my god. The frickin' stained glass sword. Oh my god. All right. So here we are. Let's follow it south and then east. Now you can't unsee it. Thanks. Thanks. Screw you, goat. You guys have already killed me at least once. Damn it. Meat rotted. Oh, we got a caravaner up ahead. There he is. We can sell the We can now sell the ridiculous looking glass claymore, because I will never use that. Yikes.
Greetings, friend.
Hey, princess. How you doing? Nice bow. Oof, you cannot buy all that. Crap, you gotta hold on to the claymore a little bit. Not so bad. We're doing well, doing well. A little bit more south. Tonight we dove into the Three Brothers DLC on this game, and I am getting my ass handed to me at every turn. Like, I've done only one dungeon even remotely well. And even then, the final guy in there kicked my ass like 3 times. That was on a good dungeon. Nope. Not messing with you guys. If it was just one of you, maybe. Sorry, what? Okay. My friend died in Caldera 3 times from heat. I haven't had that happen yet. I've kind of come close. But I knew it was hot here, so I came in prepared. Yay. Can't wait to get wrecked. I mean, so far this has been the hardest combat I've had so far. And that's including the Soroborian DLC. We role-playing Elat's Paladins, Purging Heresy from Caldera, and had to wear -12 heat resist armor. Ooh. You poor souls. Are you at least allowed to carry the ice flame torches? Used my 2 different waters and he was dying, so I had to res.
Ooh. Ah. Good.
I'll spread the word and have this thing delivered to the farms immediately. I think this will be enough to keep anyone from choosing to flee the settlement. You've done a great service for us. Thank you. There were some nobles there too. But they were all killed in the revolt.
Give me a moment.
Some were close enough to the exits that their warriors were able to cut a path through us. The Chamberlord and a small handful of others are still alive out there.
I don't believe this.
Why would they keep fighting us? Surely they know that they're outnumbered and will flee to Berg or Monsoon, right? They have nothing to gain by staying in the Caldera.
They're Sirico nobles, Joseph. They believe that they own the region and everything in it.
By the right of their blood. They prefer to stay in a dying city than move for safety's sake. I'm not even slightly surprised they haven't moved on.
This is troubling.
Even so, we should focus our efforts on what we need to do to survive. Not pursuing revenge, Evangeline. His settlement must come first.
I know, Dorian. Fine. We'll keep our focus on the city for now.
Here's something in return.
In better news, now that the essentials of life are in place, we can start work on the more specialized buildings that the town needs. I've got a stack of blueprints waiting for your selection, Overseer addressed. And Evangeline led a raid on Old Sirocco while you were out. They broke into the few remaining manors of the nobles and brought back any gold or trinkets they could find. Use these funds wisely. I think this is the last lucky windfall we'll be getting.
So, what's on the agenda today?
Okay. So I'm guessing I need to have more than one of the
Just that we're working. Let me think this. You'll want to hear this.
Damn it.
Give us a hand, will you?
3 homes and 2 specialized buildings complete before I can get to that task. I mean, we already have that.
So, what are we working on today? For specialized buildings and upgrades to existing ones, you might need specific kinds of special resources.
Okay.
Evangeline should be able to help you find those.
Okay.
Be careful about planning a specialized building, friend. These will swiftly become relied upon by the community. I'm trusting you to make the right calls about what this settlement really needs.
Okay. Wow, okay. Alchemist shop brings in money. That's good. Blacksmith shop. Okay. Two specialized buildings.
So there you are.
Got some samples.
So there's some plant samples to look at. I see. Excellent.
Flesh moss.
You've earned this.
Some of these roots are known as aphrodisiacs. I know someone in Sorbo Academy who will pay very nicely if we bring him the entire root network.
Here's what we need. Get it done. Oi! Over here. Here's what we need. Get it done. Oi! Over here.
Okay. Marathon potion. Ooh. Frosted Delight. We need to learn how to make that. High stamina regeneration. Okay. Let's add this pot to our campfire over here. Iced tea. Okay. I'll take it.
How can I help you?
So I need something to increase production for funds and food.
So, what are we working on today?
So City Hall is required for that, so do that. And we have flash moss. Do that. Okay. Get 30 more stone.
How can I help you?
Let's go upgrade our hunting hall. $29 more timber and 50 stone.
So, what's on the agenda today?
And yep. Big old F to that alpha meat. Unfortunate. Stutter there.
So, what are we working on today? We're grateful to you.
That should be... there's stages, different stages, that's right. Unfortunate. You hate to see it. Let's see.
So, what's on the agenda today?
Yeah. So is this just... in 3 days. Okay. $13 days. Okay. Okay.